Better late than never. Welcome back to my channel. It's Emma. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Alright. Today I'm going to be giving you, along with Kelsfer, he's here, some summer book recommendations. For some of you, summer may be drawing to a close, like me. But I wanted to give a last dying homage to summer and some books that I just think are perfect for the season, or if you're finishing out summer like I am and you just were like, hey, I didn't read any summery books, and you're feeling kind of nostalgic for the season, these are great. The type of books that I want to read in summer, I love reading sci-fi, specifically kind of like cyberpunky books in the summer. Those atmospheres more often than not are like very warm and sticky and humid to me. I love reading like books about disgustingly derailed and destroyed futuristic cities in the summer. That's the kind of book I want to read. I also want to read kind of like books about not really horror or thriller, but definitely commentary on vacationing and tourism and like really darker sides of those subjects. I love books like that to read in the summer. I do like some light and fluffy and happy, summery, sunshine, beachy books in the summer, but those two, okay, Toronto, please. Toronto, please. I've had it with you. If you have any recommendations for me, was this just a scam to get me book recommendations? Maybe it was. This list, like I said, has something probably, hopefully, for everyone, so let's just get started. The other kind of book that I like to read or consume in the summer is one that just kills me emotionally, but also fills me with like the magic of the world, but specifically summer magic. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the hazy, hot, exhausted, like sunny plant kind of magic. Anyway, that book or manga is Your Name. Fantastic. Please, please, I'm recommending the book because this is a book channel, not a movie channel, but really watch the movie. Your Name is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is so special to me, so glorious. I live kind of in fear of rewatching that movie again because it's the kind of thing that I love so much that I'm like, no, I'm not ready to experience it again. I'm not ready to be emotionally wrecked and consumed by this movie again, although I do want to watch it again before summer's out. But I do recommend the manga as well. I first watched the movie and then I read the manga. So this follows a story of a guy and a girl. Our guy lives in Tokyo. He lives quite a busy life. He works at a restaurant, and our girl lives in more of a remote setting, really close to nature. She lives with her grandmother and her sister, and you follow their two lives until one day they both wake up in each other's bodies. The colors, the feelings, the noise, the sounds, just everything about this creation, I just highly recommend. It screams summer to me. It screams being alive. I love everything, absolutely everything about this film and this manga, so I highly recommend. I also recently watched a film that I feel like so many people would love. If you liked Your Name, they are quite different, but they also have, I don't know, just something, a little kernel of sparkling resemble each other, and that is Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. It's on Netflix, and I watched it over the weekend, and I really, really, really liked it. The animation style is really different. The story is really beautiful as well, though. It is, again, about the relationship kind of between these two young people. I think they're in high school probably, but he is obsessed with writing haikus, and she is like a streamer. It's really sweet and wholesome as well. So there you go. Next up, for the gross, disgusting, futuristic, nasty, gurgling, burbling city I really love reading about, I'm gonna recommend Neuromancer by William Gibson. I first read this book in the summer, actually, and since then I've read so much more William Gibson. I love him. I have not read Neuromancer in years, and I am still trying to fit this on into my August reading at the end of August. I cannot wait to pick this up. Basically, William Gibson invented he just invented so many things before they were actually invented. It's kind of insane if you like look at what he was writing about before a lot of things actually came into fruition and came to exist. Neuromancer is 100% cyberpunk. Did he coin this word? I don't know. The descriptions in William Gibson, like, it's just insane. Like, the first line Oh, it's so good. It says the sky above the port was the color of television tuned to a dead channel. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this now because, like I said, it's been a few years, but you follow Case, who steals information in the Matrix, basically. It is called the Matrix, and one day he gets crippled. His nervous system gets crippled, so he can no longer do his thing, and he's kind of just depressed, wandering through life. The descriptions of the city and the descriptions of the future, it's just like he really throws you in the deep end and you're left to piece together the framework of this world with his words, and it's so gorgeous. But then one day a new employer picks up Case and they're like, hey, we're gonna fix your nervous system up and we have this big job for you to kind of take on this huge AI that is wreaking havoc. I know I recently talked about this video game as well in my last vlog, but I would highly recommend Stray as well. This is just turning into an all-around recommendations video, but Stray is like cyberpunk, but you're a cat. It's beautiful. It's great. I love it so much. I really love it, and I just think it's such an awesome game. So that is another good pairing if you like either of these things. If you like cyberpunk in general, if you like sci-fi in general, Stray and Neuromancer are the ones for you. Let us also take a minute and thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I have worked with Skillshare before, but if you are unfamiliar with them, they are an online learning platform. They do not have any ads at all whenever you select your classes to learn. You can pretty much learn anything you want on Skillshare. Their search bar is extremely helpful. For this one, I wanted to maybe recommend you guys a class that I've been seeing a lot of people either comment or ask questions about, or say that you're starting a YouTube channel of your own. And so this class is called Video Editing, specifically how to edit and upload your first YouTube video, and this is taught by Aaron Lyons, who is a video editor. This class is great. It is beginner level. So many of you guys have been saying that you're uploading a lot of book videos, which is so exciting, or if you aren't, you want to but you don't know where to start. And so this class touches on everything from uploading and organizing your video files in the software Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, which is actually what I use as well. It teaches you how to edit, how to structure your video. It helps you with adding music or sound effects, and it's just a great way to get you off the ground, get you going if you are trying to create any kind of video, even just for yourself. If you guys are interested, the first 1,000 people to click on the link below in my description box will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare. Next, I'm going to recommend a book that I haven't talked about on my channel in a long time, and that is Cersei by Madeline Miller. This is definitely the kind of book to go to if you do like those flowery, beautiful descriptions, like you just want to feel like your summer is wandering through an endless garden of flowers. You want to feel like you're just a little witch on an island doing your thing, making potions, turning men into pigs, brewing little cups of tea, picking flowers, making remedies. This is the book for you. This is a retelling of Cersei from Greek myth. Obviously, Madeline Miller is super well known for her takes on Greek mythology, but this is... Did I like this more than the Song of Achilles? I feel like I did like the Song of Achilles more. Cersei is a very quietly resilient book because it is all just following Cersei, who does get exiled to an island for something that she did, and she is obviously the witch that appears in Homer's Odyssey that wreaks a little bit of havoc on Odysseus and his crew when they come to her island, but like for good reason. You know, they're on her island, they're messing with her animals. This is gloriously written. I listened to this on audiobook. I think that's a fantastic way to go, and yeah, would just highly recommend. This feels like you're just walking along a beach, just minding your own business, and it feels like a book that makes you really want to get to know yourself as well, if that makes sense. So that is Cersei. If you're the kind of person who likes reading romance in the summer, I would recommend From Little Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kuhn. I read this last summer and I really liked it. This is a young adult book. It's about this young girl living in, is it Los Angeles? One day she bumps into a famous movie star during a festival, and she's like, why do you look exactly like me? And then she starts to uncover all these things about her mother, who she was, what she was doing, and it leads her on this quest around Los Angeles and Little Tokyo specifically, looking for her mom, but along the way she also is joined by the really famous movie star who's this guy named Hank Chen, who is just... I just fell in love with him. You go on like scavenger hunts, you get to visit all these locations in Little Tokyo, and it just really felt like I was like there going on this like little adventure around Little Tokyo, and it was just really a really nice one to listen to. I believe it's set during the summer, and once again you get kind of that like city tour bustling, hot, you get some romance, you get a lot of personal growth and issues that are being touched on and dealt with, and it was just so sweet. Alright, I had to throw a classic on here, and this is another one that I'm trying desperately to fit onto my August reads as well, and that is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. I have watched the film with Helena Bonham Carter, but I've never read the book before, and this is the really cute Penguin English Library edition, but I did not realize it was as short as it was, so I'm sure I could probably squeeze this on. It is like almost under 200 pages, but this is set in Italy, and it's just, to me, when I think of the perfect summer classic, it is always A Room with a View. So you follow Lucy Honeychurch who goes to Italy, and she meets a whole bunch of people who are staying in the same like hotel or just manor that she is, and one of them, I don't know his name, Mr. Emerson, and his passionate, unconventional son. Returning to her traditional home and family, Lucy finds herself torn between the intensity of her experiences in Italy and the repressed morals of English middle-class society. Sun-drenched and optimistic. I am so excited to read this. I read Maurice by E.M. Forster last year. Was not my favorite thing. I don't know if I jive with his writing style? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. So I'm excited to see if this one changes my mind on anything, but yeah. A Room with a View. Then I'm going to recommend kind of two more of the books that I really love reading in the summer. The first one is Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam. This is so good. This is about people going to an Airbnb and all of a sudden like the power goes out. This is set kind of a little bit outside of New York City, and we follow your typical family with a husband and wife and son and daughter, and they're renting this couple's Airbnb, but then in the middle of the night during this blackout they get a knock on the door from the couple themselves, who are the owners of the Airbnb, or at least say they are, and then you have this whole kind of thing that's going on where everyone's technology is kind of down and out, and they are stuck in this home. They're kind of scared to leave. Just this book was horrifying to me in so many different ways. It touches on so many things. It touches on the bizarre nature of a lot of vacation scenarios when you kind of sit down and think about it. It touches on climate change. It is a big commentary on technology and our reliance on the internet and technology in general. This book was just absolutely like horrifying to me in a lot of different ways. It starts off as like, okay, we're gonna go have an Airbnb and we're gonna have like a pool and we're gonna live in relative comfort. It's going to be a house that is much more magnificent than our own squandry apartment in New York City, and they go, but then it quickly becomes this really like gross consumerism type of thing that transforms slowly into this horrifying world where no one knows what is going on. They have to decide if they can trust each other, who each other really are, and you like really see who they become when you detach them from their ability to know something, their ability to bring up information with like the touch of a finger, and it was really cool. Really enjoyed it. One of my favorite books from last year. And then kind of in the same vein but definitely different is The Disaster Tourist by Yoon Ko-eun. This is also brilliant. This one is all about disaster tourism. So people who go to places for vacation that have been hit by disaster of some kind, but we follow this woman who works for a South Korean company that arranges the trips for tourists to these places, and because she's kind of getting kicked out of the company, she is asked to go on one of these trips herself to see if it's still worth or if it's still profitable to offer. And so she goes to this island where things are so not what they seem. It is once again like that peeling back of a lot of things about tourism, a lot of things about like travel companies, and it was so good. I really enjoyed this book. So that is The Disaster Tourist. And then the last one I want to recommend to you guys is one I haven't read, but it just looks perfect, and I've really come to love this author this year, and that is Tove Jansson, who's very famous for her Moomin books. This is quite different, and this is the summer book. So obviously to read the summer book in summer. The description of this book is just so gorgeous. It says she distills the essence of the summer, its sunlight and storms, into 22 crystalline vignettes. The brief novel tells the story of Sophia, a 6-year-old girl awakening to existence, and her grandmother nearing the end of hers as they spend the summer on a tiny unspoiled island in the Gulf of Finland. I flicked through here and read some sentences just to see like more of Tove Jansson's writing that isn't just, the Moomin world, and it is It's so glorious. It does come with like illustrations as well, so perfect. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Those are all of my summer book recommendations for now. I will see you in my next video. Until then, please keep well and take good care of yourself, okay? Okay. Ciao.